Thanks for joining me today. Father Ron here at the God Minute for breaking open the Word the second Sunday of Lent. Our Gospel from Luke chapter 9 goes like this, the Transfiguration. Jesus took with him Peter and John and James, and they went up onto the mountaintop to pray. And while he was praying, the appearance of his face changed, and his clothes became dazzling white. Suddenly the disciples saw two men, Moses and Elijah, talking to him. And Peter said to Jesus, "Master, it is so good that we are here. Let us make 3 tents, one for you, one for Moses, one for Elijah," not knowing what he's saying. But while he was speaking, a cloud came and overshadowed them, and they were terrified as they entered the cloud. And from the cloud came a voice that said, "This is my Son, my chosen. Listen to him." We've heard it many times, the Transfiguration. Great gospel. Folks, do you know what olein is or was? It was a fat-blocking chemical substance that big food companies put in some of their favorite foods. This was kind of in the late 80s, 90s, I think. No, mid-80s. It was revolutionary at the time, letting people eat as much fatty foods as they wanted without your body absorbing any of the fat and then gaining weight. It was wonderful. You could eat a whole bag of Dorito chips or a pint of ice cream without your body taking in 1 gram of fat. Olein products were crazy popular and everywhere until horrible things started happening to your body when consumed. Specifically, what came out of your body. I know, I'll stop. But it happened to me and it was not pretty, which I won't go into. But along with all of that, stomach cramps, bloating, and all sorts of horrible things. Well, needless to say, 5 years, 6, 7 years after its launch, it was pulled off the shelves, and now it is no more. But olein is that perfect example, along with so many others, of that adage, there's no such thing as a free lunch, as much as we want it. Dorito chips will always be fattening, and you'll get fat eating them. But you know, it doesn't stop us from continually trying to cheat that truth. You know, we buy knockoff clothing at half the price of name brands, and what happens? It falls apart. We're excited to buy cheap ink cartridges for our printer because the originals are so expensive, only to find out they clog the print heads. Brandy's Irish cream at half the price of Bailey's? Yes, please. Yeah, until you sip it, and it's gross. We're always constantly searching for fulfillment, for beauty, joy, success, but without wanting to pay the cost of it. We really do want that free lunch, it turns out. Well, friends, reading this gospel today, it made me think that spiritually, we do the same thing. You know, the one thing I think we all desire, I'm guessing, is heaven, right? If not, why are you watching this? But you know, of course, we want everlasting life, to be with Jesus, with all those we've ever loved at the end. And the good news is that Jesus himself shared with us how to achieve that. The problem, though, is that the means to achieve that always leads us to the cross. The means of redemption always demands sacrifice and letting go. Two things we shun from. Is that right? Shun or turn from or shun in our whatever. But as with, delicious ice cream and nice clothing, so too heaven. There is a cost for such great things. Yeah, but wouldn't it be great if I could get to heaven without the sacrifice? Yeah, that would be great. But then you'd need to turn me off and watch Joel Osteen and the prosperity gospel, because that's what he talks about. So it's nice to hear in the gospel today that we are not alone in wanting only the good without the cost. Up on that mountain with his disciples, Jesus was transfigured. He was radiant in glory, dazzling white, the gospel says, a vision of the resurrected Savior. Can you imagine? Such peace, such harmony filled the air. All their troubles, just melted away as they gazed upon Jesus in this beautiful state of blessing. And what's their reaction? Let's never go back down this mountain. Let's stay here forever. Let's get some tents set up so that we never have to leave this beautiful place and the warmth that we feel with one another. No more needy people to attend to, no more hungry mouths to fill, no more beggars or possessed people to deal with, the dirty clothes and the ripped sandals we put up with, no more. Oh, this feels so good and peaceful up here. I mean, isn't this what it means to be close to Jesus? Isn't this what we're supposed to feel? No, as it turns out. I mean, sometimes we're blessed with these kinds of feelings and experiences in our prayer and faith. But if we're truly listening to God's Son, as the Father asked us today, it's the cross that Jesus leads us to. The cross of forgiveness and humility. The cross that demands that we care for the poor, love those who don't love us, to share our blessings. The cross that can be unsettling and move us from, our complacency and routine that we've just fallen into in life. The cross that is asking you and me the most important question you can ask in Lent, which is why we need 40 days to be able to answer it. The question that says, what is it that I need to die to in my life so that I can better live my life in Jesus? What do I need to die to so that Jesus can come forth? We're reminded today there is no easy way out of that. But we also know that's a lunch worth paying for.